This wasn't just like any other trip for me. It all kicked off with a movie back in year 2000. I watched that movie as a child. A touching story about two friends trying to reach to the ocean before it is too late. Ever since that day, making it to the ocean and celebrating my birthday there stamped itself onto my bucket list. I'm sure you are curious about the movie now. So, what was the movie? 1997 German production, Knocking on Heaven's Door. And the question is, did I make it? Of course.
Happy birthday, Fatih. Happy birthday, happy birthday.
To be on the road means to keep our senses perpetually open for life. It is not only the roads, the towns, the streets, the cities that change. We change as well. We even transform. No any transformation comes easily without entering the darkest chambers of our soul. We cannot reach that quiet wisdom. Van Gogh, before he painted his famous paintings, Starry Nights and Sunflowers, he wandered endlessly through France, drifting through unfamiliar cities, forgotten villages. In a letter to his brother Theo, he wrote, "Theo, I am always doing what I cannot do yet in order to learn how to do it." And this is never easy. It's even painful because it forces us to recognize what is missing inside of us, and it forces us to see what is not perfect. And also it makes us see that there is a long walk ahead of us. Or perhaps we come to no such realization at all. Just most souls who walk this earth. To accept what is missing in us is scary. To set out on path toward wholeness requires deep commitment, a willingness to sweat, and a relentless devotion. And also it is not easy to survive during the travel, not only physical but also emotionally. When we think about all the things that we are doing through the travel, it's never easy. It's never easy. It is at the same time challenging, scary, at the same time confusing, because all the things that are changing around us are leading us to a change, to a transformation. It is a force. It is a very fundamental force of life. And why we need to follow this fundamental force? Because it is a requirement in order to transform ourselves. Do we need to transform? No, we don't need to transform. Nobody needs to transform. However, transformation is something what we open during the time of crisis, tragedies, challenges. There is also the happy aspect of traveling, which is leading us to happiness, to curiosity, to excitement, and to joy. And I really like this state of mind. Everything is new. The faces are new. The people that you are talking are completely unknown. This is enriching at some point, because when I think about this situation, I am also thinking that why there are so many artists who dedicated their life for traveling. Being away from your home, being away from your city that you are regularly living, it is something scary at some point, but at the same time, it's so big source of knowledge about yourself, because we are far from those things. We are far from our home, we are far from our friends, our families. So when we think from this perspective, we can understand that, okay, I have valuable things in my life that I take for granted, and now I am far from all those things. Okay, let's appreciate them more, let's think about them more, and let's show more of our love for them. showing this love is not easy because this is very basic human nature. We remember the things when we lose them, and the important thing is the virtue is to understand the value of those people, value of those things we have in our life before we lose them, before we are far from them. I think this is the hardest thing in life, and we take so many things granted in life. We should remember more about those things. It doesn't have to be very big, giant gestures. It doesn't have to be rainbows or fireworks. Even tiny little things in our lives, even small things, even small gestures, small favors. As Jorge Borges wrote in his poem Moments, remembering all these moments and connecting these memories at the end of our life is going to provide us a big, beautiful picture. Therefore, we should have more of those moments that is not going to be forgettable, that is going to be foundation of our happiness, that is going to provide us energy to live, to sustain our life.